Good morning, all of you. Today, we'll continue again with the same elasticity numericals. So I think by this time, you know that it is now situation is a very random, no? You have to just pick up question, go back to the concepts of laws of motion and get the value of tension in the string. Then with the help of the tension, we can find out the elongation. Once again, you'll get a doubt. So tension is the elastic force. The same restoring force is what we are calling elastic force. Hmm? Today we'll discuss again the whole set of numericals which are just based on some laws of motion, circular motion. Then fine. So tomorrow will be last day. There we'll discuss some theoretical ideas, small objective questions. Fine. So we'll again take the numericals. Okay, read the question. And the radii of a slightly tapered just similarly compared to previously what we did, no, the similar set of numericals, no, these are. We'll take the diagram. Okay, I'll draw the diagram here. This is the question. What do you mean by tapered cylindrical wire whose radius will be varying? There's a one truncated cone, tapered wire, both are same. Intentionally didn't give diagram. Huh? So students should know the meaning of tapered cylindrical wire here. Huh? That's the main purpose. Okay, fine. Okay, now this is A, this is B. Now it is being pulled two forces of each of magnitude. So here what happen? I'll apply a force F, here also a force F. Equal and opposite force applied. So what is a capital L? Capital L is the length. Okay, now getting to the mathematics here. It's asking what is the elongation in this. So I'll begin like this. So let there be a strip. R. Okay, radius of this strip will be R. Are you noticing any some sort of? Better I'll draw another here. Let me take this is theta at a distance x and this is L. What can be this distance? B minus C. And what about this? B minus R or R minus C? Should be R minus C, no? This one. From where this triangle has come? Here. You draw a triangle. Then what can be this distance? B minus A. What about this? This is R. This is A. So what happened the remaining distance? So when you take this triangle here, this will be R minus C. So then relationship between them, tan theta equal to R minus A by X equal to B minus AL. Okay, whatever you want, you can replace R equal to B minus AL x plus a. I think you can cross check your equation. Put x equals 0, r equal to a. Put x equal to L, r will be equal to b. I think that's what we defined. Okay, no. Let's get into this one. So what is the thickness of this? Dx. Then how much of force everywhere? See, what is the state of this? This will be at rest, no? It is not moving. So therefore, even this elemental ring, elemental disk here. What is the state of its rest? It will also be at rest. So what is the net force acting on it? Will be F only. I think it is understood. I need not to show that one. Okay, let's calculate the elongation in that one. So the Young's modulus is equal to F by area pi r square. Elongation in that dl, length of that is dx. We wanted elongation dl, so this dl will become f dx by y pi r square. Let me differentiate this. B minus a dx by L. Integral of differentiation of a will be 0. A is a constant, no? B, A, L are constant. So integration of this one, dr is equal to B minus L is constant, dx plus, what is the integration, differentiation of A? A is a constant, will be 0. So x is variable, dx will come. R is variable, integral of derivative of R will be dr. Dx, I'll replace this one. This will be F into dx will be L B minus A into dr. So FL pi y B minus A r to power of minus 2 dr. Next step will write integration. No. Now what should be the limit? Total elongation, let it be L. Now what should be the limit? The value of R varies from A to B, no? This should be the limit. So the after integration, this will be dl equal to FL pi y B minus A total elongation will be FL pi y. I think will be AB. After substituting limit solving. So this will be our answer. Okay, now I think slowly it's all about mathematics, no? We know definition. There's no doubt. So what is the method? Assume small element. First find out elongation the small element. Then in the total structure, finish all. Whatever the different type of shapes, let him give. You are supposed to work out here. Fine. This is a method. I'll take the next one. I'll scroll down. You make observation. Read the question. I should give a time for you to really think this one. W is not weight of the rod. W is what? Some external force. If you want, you can write F also. It's not a weight of the rod. Okay, I'll begin now. Okay, keep this diagram like this. What are the various forces that are acting? We'll break up this. I don't think so. This diagram is needed. Yeah, no. Let me take individual. So let me take the rod of length 2L. No. What are the forces that are acting on it? There's a length 2L. So here, because of this force applied, the force applied here, so what will happen to this upper part wants to move down, no? This upper part, what will happen, will wants to move down. The ceiling will not permit. So therefore, the ceiling will exert a force. So that will call reaction R1. Agree this? This will be. So then what about the, by this one? So this lower part will try to pull it down. So this is on the, so we'll do one thing. This is the 1 and 2, like section 1 and 2 will write. This is the forces that are acting on section 1. So how we should assume? So when you hold it here and you try to pull it down, you are trying to pull the upper part, no? The ceiling will oppose, so therefore ceiling will exert a force like this. So when you are trying to pull here, in this particular thing, the lower part, section 2 will try to pull the section 1. Sir, why you are putting equal forces? If it is not equal, it will accelerate, no? Is it possible for this to accelerate? Not possible. It should be a test only. Its maximum elongation should be a test. Net force should be 0. So therefore, I should take equal forces. Similarly, what will be the forces acting on the rod of length 3L? What is the state of this section 1? Shall we say elongates? Look at the forces that are acting. Now, here the weight W, I'll show it here. Now, how to show R1? So this is the pointer. There's a point A and there's a point A. Not A, some P you write it. I think able to get this. So I'll put some reference point. It'll be easy for you. There's a point P. So now this section 2 what will happen, will try to move down. Section 1 should oppose. So therefore the force should be in this direction. And section 2 wants to, section 2 is pulled down. So therefore, what will be the ground? This part is ground will oppose. So therefore, the reaction here will be like this. So this is 2. And so what is the state of this? Looking at this one now. This will elongate. This will undergo compression. No? So therefore, here, this will be in a compression state. Now, there's in a compression means W minus R1 should be equal to R2 or equate forces here. On section 1, okay, that one. On section 2, you can you equate forces? R1 plus R2 is equal to W. Then what is R2? R2 shall be write W minus R1. So all together, how the forces acting on the section 2 will be W minus R1 downward. R2 will be upward. So W minus R1 should be equal to R2. So this is in compression state. So therefore, what is the stress in the first rod? Stress in 1. This should be equal to sigma 1 should be equal to R1 by A. Stress in 2 should be equal to and now you can ask questions, why R2A? So R2 is equal to W minus R1. If you want, you can show here R2. What is R2? W minus R1. This is the important part of the problem. Huh? Important idea. Okay, now we got the stress. What is the, shall we go for calculation of this one? Elongation in the rod 1. We know stress. Okay, we'll do one thing. First, we know stress. Okay, we'll calculate elongation now. How to calculate elongation? Delta L1. Okay, so we'll do one thing. Young's modulus equal to stress by strain. So the strain sigma 1 R1 by E. And this will be elongation delta L1 by 2L. So therefore, what is delta L1? 2 R1 L by AY. This is the elongation in the first section 1. Now, similarly, we got the stress. Then Young's modulus equal to stress by strain. So this will be R2 by A. Delta L2 by length is 3L. So therefore, delta L2 should be equal to 3R2L by AY. This is the elongation. See, all these numericals, you have to think that there's no concept of, please, in physics, don't use word concept. You have to work out here. You have to think, okay, draw diagram. See, what most of you do, shall I tell you like what is your method? You just keep on looking. By looking, how you get? Okay, this one, split up the diagram. Okay, this force is act. So when you pull this will undergo compression, this will undergo elongation. Then elongation means how the forces. And elongation at rest, compression at rest. So for elongation, the forces should be like this. For compression, the forces should be towards center. For elongation, the forces should be away. Already spring force, elastic, no, it's a, you already know. Those ideas you have to apply here. Okay, now we know only W we know it, no? Okay, we have this much only, that one. What to do afterwards is asking reaction at the supports. How to get the reaction at supports? I need one more condition, no? Anybody? The most beautiful part of the question now. Okay, till here there's a mathematics we can find out. Tell me what will happen to this distance. This distance will be constant, no? I will write what will be length L. Will it be constant or variable? L will be constant. Agreed? Then if L total length between ceiling and the ground, it is constant. If total length is constant, so what should be the total deformation? Should be 0. So how much rod 1 elongated, that much the rod 2 should undergo compression because the L is constant. So therefore what I can write? Elongation in rod 1 is equal to compression in rod 2. Able to analyze this one? So we know elongation. We have found out, no? Elongation and, sorry, this is a compression. No, elongation in section. Huh? Okay, now substitute this one. So delta L1 is equal to delta L2. Let's calculate this. So let's see what we'll get it. R1 by A. What is the formula? 2R1L by AY is equal to 3R2L by AY. Then with this 2R1 equal to 3R2. This is equation 2. Equation 1 is this one. Huh? Solving 1 and 2 because R1, R2 are unknown. W is known. We'll get the required answers. I think this is again very, very important. Okay, just be careful. So say there's no hard and fast rule here. What will happen to each section? What will happen to it is between two rigid supports, no? So therefore the overall length of the structure will not change. So if one undergoes compression, the other should undergo elongation. I'll scroll down.
Sir, can you once again explain stress in one and two, sir?
R1 by A, force by area.
Sir, why not W, sir? Because W becomes an external force in stress zone, sir.
You use some brain because what we know in terms of R, you can express very clearly. W minus R1 is what? R2. Finish over. I don't know. You're not applying laws of motion. What is the state of 1 and 2? Rest, no? That at rest means net force should be 0. So calculate what is net force. What is the net force? Should be 0.
Yes.
What is it? Finish over, no? Think in terms of, say, what is the force in this rod, R1? What is the force in this rod? W minus R1. Do you know R1? We don't know. So therefore, W minus R1, I'm writing R2. You can also write, this is like, at least, okay, fine, no. And what is R2? W minus R1.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Read the question. Intentionally diagram is not there. Student has to assume a diagram. So draw the diagram. Area of cross section of steel rod and the aluminum rod are given. A light rod of length 2 meters is suspended. Okay, I'll put the diagram. Okay, there's a thing. So we have two rods here. Okay, I think this already you know in where you come across these things. Can you recollect? Rotation mechanics. So many problems you did. Two strings suspended, a rod suspended by two strings. So get back, get recollect all those ideas. I given diagram. Okay, now let's get into. So here this is. What is the state of rod? Rod is lighter. So let me take this as steel wire. Aluminum wire. Length of that is 2 meters. Area of cross section are different. So this will have AS, this will have or SA. I think the symbols will be AA, that is. Read the question, something. Okay, I'll give time. Just analyze. Why? They're equal, no. Elongation in section 1 is equal to compression in section 2. Where is the greater one? I didn't use word greater. Please look at once. Important idea also, I wrote it. Okay, ma? See here. Yeah. No, read the thing. Okay, first, I think there are two conditions are there, no? We have to derive two conditions separately here. So let me do one thing at x equal to, I'll begin like this. This is x. We don't know what is this x. So I'll go for if the stress of both the wires are to be equal. Area of cross sections are different. So tension here, TS, tension here, TA. I'm going to suspend a weight. But where the at which a weight may be hung, so that I'm so like we have only here if the strains in both the wires are equal, if the stress of both the wires are equal. So I'm doing stress in both. Agree this? This one, the remaining distance, how much it will be? 2 minus x. Then for equilibrium, there's a light rod. For a right rod, so what is the condition? You can write it, no? Ts into x should be equal to Ta into 2 minus x. And strict condition, stress in the steel rod equal to stress in the aluminum rod. What is the stress? Ts by As. What is the stress in aluminum? Ta by Aa. I think we know the area of cross section, so this should be, I think we'll write some relationship here. So this will be area of cross section of aluminum is 2 times of area of steel. Looking at the values. So let me substitute here. Ts equal to As, Ta by, this will be this one. So 2 Ts equal to Ta. I'll substitute that value there. Ta is equal to 2 times of 2 Ts. So this will be Ts into x is equal to 2 Ts, 2 minus x. Ts get cancelled. So x equal to 4 minus 2x. So x is equal to 4 by 3. So where it should be? 1.33 meters. So where you should hang that one at a distance of 4.33 meter. Of course, the diagram a little bit I made near to the steel wire. It should be near to the weight should be hung near to the aluminum rod. Able to understand? X equal to 0. This is the thing. Okay, this option is correct. Option D I'll pick up. Then if the strain of both wires are to be equal, say I have option A and C, I should verify. That's all. I'm very quite clear. Option A and C, either one I should verify it. Okay, for the strains to be equal. What do you mean by strain? The next part, I think I need not to change diagram. Let it be like that only. Strains to be equal. Stress in strains to be equal in both wires. So shall we put like this? This is the equation. How you define strain? Strain. So shall we go for stress by Young's modulus? Stress in A by Young's modulus in this one. We know Young's modulus of the brass. It is given, not aluminum. I'll change symbol. I thought it is brass, not aluminum. It is. Okay, that's only that suffix I'm changing it. Okay, now what do you mean by sigma s? Ts dash by As by Ys is equal to Tb dash by Ab by Yb. So Ts dash by Tb dash should be equal to Ys As by Yb Ab. Substitute this and check it. Anybody value? This, if you substitute and solve, 1 will come. So for that, where I should hang the mass? If Ts dash equal to Tb dash. So what does it mean? At the midpoint, I should hang the mass. I'll give a small diagram. Okay, fine. So it should be hung at the midpoint here. So what should be the x dash? 1 meter. Fine. So these are the types of, say, torque, everything, no? So get ready for all things. What is your elasticity? Your elasticity is only this much. Young's modulus is equal to stress by strain. Finish over. Rest all everything is what already you know. I'll scroll down. Okay, read the question. I'll set the diagram. Okay, no, I'm just giving different colors so that you can notice it. Huh? The two different rods are there. This will not work out. Please do think it's a very good problem. Say I'm giving time. That time you should utilize not to look here and there. Huh? You should read. Pen and notebook should be there. Huh? Draw the diagram, show the forces, think, analyze within that 2 minutes time. Pressure you have to put it. You have to put effort on your brain. You should tell to your brain, okay, let me work out, let me try. Huh? You should not just wait for teacher's answer. This will be wrong. In classroom only open, you should train your brain to think on a problem. Huh? So just if you are watching, don't just like a watcher. It's not a movie. Huh? So I'm giving some 2-3 minutes time in between. Huh? That is what you should utilize. You should put effort. Say what is the best way of physics? Draw the diagram. So already diagram is there. Okay, show forces, weight is acting. Then definitely what happen? Brass, steel, and brass. The three rods are there. So what will happen? This weight, it will press all three rods. So what will happen to those rods? Will undergo compression or will undergo elongation. This what no? Or steel will elongate, brass will undergo compression, or brass will undergo compression, brass will undergo elongation, steel will undergo compression. What actually happens? Think analyze like this. This is what needed. Then show the forces acting. Then you know some equations, write them. Everyone wants answer, huh? But nobody wants to uh, try and put effort. See, you want to become engineer, you should definitely what happens. You should struggle here. Tell me, what is the only one? What do you expect? What do you expect this when you place a load? What do you expect? Steel, brass. What will happen to all these three rods? Three rods will undergo compression. Quite natural, no? That is. Is it okay? No, because of this load, all three rods will undergo compression. So how the load will remain horizontal? So, but he has not mentioned. I think that is what you're supposed to accept here. No, if the rod tilts, say you should try to think the problem like, will the load will be like this? Anybody? Will it be like this? Will the load, will it be like this? Load. I'll increase volume. Yeah, fine. Can you hear me loudly now?
Yes, sir.
Okay then. Yeah. Okay, fine. Will I agree this diagram? Anybody objection? Or no, no, sir, like the load should be horizontal. Sir, how do I come to know load will be horizontal or tilted? I think that is what you should have the common sense, nothing to do with physics. I always bring word common sense. Common sense means common observation. Just basic observation. See, both these rods are identical. Both are having same length. How much this will undergo compression, that much this will undergo compression. So no question of tilting like this. So definitely what will happen, even the compression in all these three rods should be same. The load will remain horizontal. It's being compressed here. Load should be horizontal. Finish. That's all over. This is not possible. This is wrong. If this way brass, this way steel, okay, chances are there. Okay, this is not possible. I'm putting like that. Okay, let's come for this one. So what we can write now, the decrease in length of steel rod should be equal to decrease in length of brass rod. As the load remains horizontal. Okay, fine. Decrease in length of brass rod. So what is the decrease in length of brass rod? How to write? What is that? So stress in brass rod. How to bring the decrease in length? So go back again. T by A delta L by L, or delta L what you can write. Sorry. T by A, this is stress. Delta L what you can write. See, stress by Young's modulus. Stress into length by Young's modulus. That will be the decrease in length. So therefore here stress in the brass rod, length of the brass rod by Young's modulus should be equal to stress in the steel rod, length of steel rod by Young's modulus. So we know all the things. Length and Young's modulus will get stress in the brass to the stress in steel. Who will balance? Actually, I think really you should come here. So this will exert a force, FB, because it is compressed, no? And in turn, there'll be a force. What is this FB? Force exerted by the rod on the load. By the load on the rod will be in this direction. I think student must really practice all these diagrams. Steel rod, this will be force, and this will be Fs. Getting no, this will be. So now look at the load. Who will balance the weight of the load at equilibrium? On load. So that 500 kg, 500 G, no, it should be. Supports a load of 500. Okay, that one, I think total it is 500. So this is a 500 Newton. This should be 2 FB plus Fs.
Sir, load of 5000 kg, no?
Okay, 5000, no? We will express in terms of G, no?
Sir, the answer also given in kg only.
Kg is there, answer in kg. Okay, then we should not take G. Huh? Because I think there's a very old problem. Okay, don't bring G into the picture. That's all. The answer will be in terms of kg, not Newton. Agreed? Okay, this much. Shall we go for like this? Now, what is FB? 2 into FB. Shall we write sigma B will be FB into sigma B into AB. Sigma S into AS. I think solving the equation 1, the equation 2. What are unknown things? Sigma B and sigma S are unknown things. Substituting this, solving, we'll get the required answer. Check the answer. Answer may not be correct. Options, you have to be careful. I'll remove the options. Options, some error will be there. Can you do calculation later on? I'll write it. Find stress in rods. Find the. That's what you have to calculate. I'll do calculation later on. I'll proceed down. Why 2 here? Anybody why 2? Two brass rods. Agreed? 2 brass rods are there. Therefore, I should take this 2.
Sir, 5000 into G.
Bring answer in terms of Newton. If you want to bring Newton, put 0. If you want to bring in terms of stress in kg, then 0 is not needed.
Okay.
Okay, I'll do one thing. We'll go for SI units. Answer should be Newtons.
Sir, we'll get 120.9 and 162 point something.
120.9.
9. Yes, sir. And 162 point something.
160 point.
162.5, I think.
Again, centimeter square. There. Look at the, because here, see why we should not go for G means you look at the Young's modulus. Young's modulus is given again kg. So therefore, I think G should not be there. Please check your calculation. Bring answer in terms of kg only. Any reason for that? Young's modulus is not Newton per meter square. Here, 1 G should be adjusted. Justified? Check calculations. I'll leave it. Same method again. Are you seeing the membrane? So let me explain the. Let me put the diagram first. So this is the. Read the question properly. So let me write, this is area A1, A2, A3. So this is the length L1, L2, and this L3. It is acted upon by the forces F1. Once again, as Young's modulus given kg, forces in kg. Okay, no problem. Nothing will happen. As usual, we'll just proceed. No need to change any units. Okay, think on it. I'll have water. where do we use? Any idea about leather industry? In leather industry, what will happen? We have to stretch that leathers. So what is the method is? We will just take a nail, ear one nail, ear one nail, ear one nail, ear one nail, nails are put. Then I'll tie a rope to the nail and that nails will be pulled. As you pull that nail, what happens? This particular structure will get stretched here. So like this will happen, the leather will be stretched by using this method. After stretching, what will happen? They'll do stitches and it will remain firm. There's a method of this one. So rather than there's a block, no, there's actually a layer of leather. Okay, let's not bother, just a plain diagram given for us. Fine. So actually, how do I apply force? I'll take a nail. I'll start pulling this. Then ear one nail, I'll pull this. Ear one nail, I'll pull this. So with the help of this, I can deform the individual layers. Okay, let's see that what are the forces. 4,500. And what is F2? We don't know F2 is asking. And look at the F4. F4 is how much? 13,000. 13,000 is there here. So I'll directly take like this. This will be 1,300 kg. Okay, this one. If you are bringing G, 13,000 G, you have to write it. Then again, what you should do, you should change here. And centimeter, you have to convert into meter square. In this way, what you should work out. So let's not bother. Just write 13,000 kg. No. What is the net force? What is the state of this? Subjected to point loads as shown in figure, given that one. And for equilibrium is telling. Let's discuss for equilibrium. For equilibrium, what are the forces that is? So here, how much? 4,500. What is F3? F3 is 45,000. So look at this for equilibrium. So how much F2 should be? F2 plus for equilibrium. For equilibrium, F2 plus 13,000 should be equal to 4,500. No, it is. Yeah, 4,500 plus 45,000. Anybody value F2? 36,500 kg. For equilibrium, net force should be 0. So in that way, I'm calculating. Okay, after getting this one. How to calculate elongation? Total elongation is asking. So which layer will undergo elongation, which will undergo compression? Now what I do is 4,500. So here, I'll break up. This will be 4,500. How much F2 was? F2 was how much? 36,500. In that, if you remove 4,500, how much you'll get? 32,000. Okay, the problem will become very simple. On individual elements, let me plan it. Okay, let's come for this one. So each and every element will be attached. So therefore here 4,500. Okay, leave this. Here what was F2? 36,500. In that 4,500 you remove it. Then how much will be left over? 32,000 kg. So here how much it will be? 32,000. Then here 32,000 is there. So out of 45,000, you remove 32,000. How much will come? 13,000 kg. Now look at what is it? This will elongate. Compression. Elongation. So what is the total elongation of the rod? Delta L1 minus delta L2 plus delta L3. Why negative sign? Second section will undergo compression. It is. The second section will undergo compression. Okay, now delta L1. Any formula? F1. Okay, the 4,500 into length L1 by area of cross section, Young's modulus. Young's modulus of total material is same. Then minus of, this should be 32,000 into L2 by AY plus 13,000 into L3 by AY. Substituting L1, L2 in terms of all, no need to just substitute, no need to bother units. Everything will come in answer in terms of centimeter converting to millimeter.
Sir? Sir, how did you get 32,000, sir?
4,000, 32,000, like what was the load? 45,000, no? How much we have? F2 is how much? 36,500. In that you remove 4,500. How much you get?
Okay, sir.
Check, you'll get the answer, elongation. What is the given answer? That will be. I'll scroll down. Draw the diagram. Intentionally, I'm eliminating diagrams so that students should think. A speed of radius 0.1 meter and mass is attached to the lower end of a steel wire of length 5 meter diameter. He has given that one. The wire is suspended from 5.22 meter high ceiling of a room and the speed is made to swing as pendulum. It just grazes the floor at lowest point. He's asking what will be the speed of the spear at lowest point. How to bring speed? So take care of this pendulum idea. The floor is telling. Fine. Okay, this is the length of the wire, 5 meters, radius of the spear also given for us. The wire is suspended from 5.22 meter high. So, and we know what are the forces that are acting: tension, the weight mg, and radius of spear we know, and it will have velocity. It's asking this velocity. Will I agree? Tell me what is the one equation you write it. The basic equation you're going to write it as length of the string is how much? L, that one. So what is the state of this? It is telling it's having Young's modulus. Will there be any elongation? Yes, there'll be some elongation. No. So what is the tension? T minus mg should be equal to mv square. What shall I write? About this point, it is rotating, no, swinging. So therefore it should be L plus delta L plus R. Will I agree? The denominator. The center of the sphere has to be taken into reference. So we have this much. Okay, keep this one. So what is our question? We have to calculate that V square. We don't know delta L. Remaining thing, we don't know tension. But what is 5.22 meter? 5.22 meter should be equal to what? L plus delta L plus 2R, no? Am I right? .22 meter, because the length from ceiling to the ground is how much? Length of the rod. Total length of the rod means initial length plus elongation plus 2 times of the radius or the diameter of the sphere. That's what we have put it. So from that, I know R, L, and 5.22 meter, I'll get the elongation. Fine. So let me write it here. Then if I know elongation, then what is the formula? Delta L is equal to T by L A into Y. Delta tension is needed, no? Young's modulus equal to T by A delta L by L. We have to calculate Y delta L, YA. Now I know delta L from this equation. Agree this? Then I'll substitute the delta L, I'll get the tension. I'll substitute. Okay, I'll work out here, solve it, I'll get expression for V. Here, what is the total radius? This radius will be even this delta L, you can make it very smaller compared to R. You can put it negligible in this calculation. So you can get expression for V. The answer will be n equal to 5. Solve it. Actually, it will swing like this. Huh? I think very small idea, no? Something when it has reached to the vertical, when the string becomes vertical, it has asked some queries here. I'll go to the next one. And the breaking stress of metal is. So you take this a rod. What is the maximum permitted length of this? Where do the tension can be maximum? It can be here, no? Stress will be maximum at point of suspension. Maximum stress. The stress in the rod will be maximum where it will be at the point of suspension. The stress will be maximum here. Then what is that? That is equal to, it should be equal to weight of the rod. So therefore, what we can write, tension, maximum tension is equal to lambda L by G. Then what is the maximum stress is equal to tension by area. So there's maximum tension, what you can write now, stress into area of cross section of rod, this one. So therefore, what is the length of the rod? Sigma max A by lambda G. But we don't know lambda, what to do? Go back to density concept. Density equal to mass by area into length. What is M by L? You can write it as M by L lambda. So therefore, further what we can write it as lambda by A is rho, no? So sigma max by rho G. So this is a permitted length. You cannot suspend whatever length you want. Where do, if at all, if I increase the further length, if I make the length more than this, it will rupture here or fracture will occur here, and here what happen, cracks will come. It may get cut at this particular because stress is maximum here. And they may ask you questions of that kind. Be careful. Where fractures can occur if the length becomes more than this permitted length, the rupture or the fracture will occur here, and it's going to get cut at this particular point. Read the question. So something bulk modulus I'm bringing into the picture. A solid sphere radius are made up of material bulk modulus B surrounded by a liquid in cylindrical container. Okay, draw the diagram. A massless piston of area. Okay, there's a piston. You can see now here. It is like this. And there is a sphere. Let's take like this here. Fine. So what is the radius earlier? Say like a R naught. Or let it be R. No, this is that massless piston. Floats on surface of liquid when a mass m is placed on the piston to compress the liquid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compress the liquid. So now I'll place a mass here. Definitely, what do you expect? The pressure will increase, no? Fractional change in radius of the sphere. So the radius of the sphere now will become, say, smaller. So definitely its shape will change. Are you seeing? I'm showing a little bit smaller. Why do it will happen? Because when you place the mass on the piston, the pressure will increase, no? So what was the increase in pressure? Mg by A. Earlier P naught was the pressure. Now how much will become P naught plus Mg by A? I'll write down some equations here. So we know some mathematics or like from fluid mechanics. This is light piston, no? Massless piston. So what is it is in equilibrium. Now when I place it, the pressure will become PA here, P naught A, and the weight. So what is the pressure now? Earlier, what is the increment in pressure? Earlier it was P naught pressure. Now it has become P equal to P naught. Okay, this one. We'll start from the beginning. PA minus P naught A. So what is the expression for pressure? P naught plus mg by. What is the increment in pressure? P minus P naught. So this should be mg by A. Then how you define bulk modulus? Delta P by fractional change in volume. What is delta P? Delta P we know. Mg by A. Bulk modulus of what? Bulk modulus of not liquid, of this sphere only. This will be delta V by V. So what is delta V by V? Should be equal to mg by BA. What is asking? Fractional change in radius of the sphere. So what is the volume of sphere? 4 by 3 pi r cube. Let me differentiate this. Four by 3 pi 3 r square, and let me adjust one r. I'll adjust it. Okay, this some differentiation, no? 3 r square delta r it is. So what I do is now, three will be there. Yeah. Try to look at the mathematics. So delta, what is 4 pi by 3 r cube will become V. So delta V by V, what you can write? 3 delta R by R. Equation 1, this is equation 2. From 1 and 2. Delta V by V, what you can write? 3 delta R by R. So mg by BA. So what is the fractional change in radius? mg by 3 BA. Diagrams are very important. I adjusted 1 R here. I adjusted 1 R. I multiply and divided by R. So that I'll get 4 by 3 pi R cube. That 4 by 3 pi R cube will become V. So then I know fractional change in volume. From that I'll bring it. Sir, but negative sign was there. In fact, the volume will decrease, no? So therefore, negative of negative will be positive. That's why mathematically we are just taking in this way here. In the formula definition, I brought negative sign. Can you remember why? Because if volume decreases, negative of negative should be positive. Bulk molar should be always positive. For that purpose, the negative sign was there in the definition. Here, if you want, you put negative sign here. Then this volume will decrease, no? Here, negative sign should be there. Because volume in fact will decrease. So they'll cancel. So therefore, to avoid confusion, I didn't took that negative sign. Got it? Where is the string? The string is this one. Huh? There's the string. So straight away take help of so I'll proceed in this way. There's a rod and there's a string. Now weight of the rod will act here, mg. So there'll be some reaction and tension the string, let it be T. Is asking that to calculate that elongation. String is having length L. Okay, now what is this? This will be L by 2 and this is L by 2. For equilibrium, what we can write? Mg into L by 2 should be T into L. So what is T is equal to Mg by 2. What is the elongation in the rod? Should be FL by AY, sorry, TL by AY. T is how much? Mg, MgL by 2AY. Very easy for you. After this, if I ask you reaction, so what you should do for reaction, Ry plus T should be equal to Mg. Okay, what is the tension? Mg by 2, substitute. Mg, so Ry is equal to Mg by 2. If they ask you reaction also, you can work out here. I think go back to so many problems in rigid body mechanics is there where the string has come. So there I can ask you, find the elongation in the string. So that delta L will be very small. Means now what you have to ask questions, sir, delta L. Then the rod, is it horizontal? We assume it to be horizontal. Read this question. Some simple idea-based questions are there. Okay, I think it's there in most of the books also. So first start with a diagram. Huh? Start with a diagram. So there's a rod or there's a wire. Length of the wire is L. When the tension on the wire is 4 units, its length is L1. Length is L1 means so it has elongated some distance. And when the tension is 5 units, the elongation, we should take the reference from here. Agree this. So the elongation is how much? Delta L2. So how much of tension here? The tension here will be T1. Show like this, T1. This is T2. This is T2. There's a meaning. I want students to think like this. We'll show this elongation like this. Huh? At least able to notice. No, okay, right? Definitions. So first, looking at the diagram, we know Young's modulus is equal to tension T1 by area of cross section L1 by L. Okay, so therefore this T1, what we can write it as? T1 is equal to YA delta L1 by L. Similarly, directly I'll write it. T2 should be equal to YA delta L2 by L. What is L1? L1 is equal to L plus delta L1. What is L2? L plus delta L2. Let's substitute YA by L. What is delta L1? L1 delta L1 minus L, and T2 should be YAL L2 minus L. So dividing these two, T1 by T2 should be equal to L1 minus L, L2 minus L. T1 by T2, we know 4 units, so 4 by 5 equal to, solving this, we'll get expression for, or let me derive the formula. It's asking the natural, and capital L has to be determined. So further, this can be solved, T1 L2 minus T1 L. So very simple, no? Students should put simplified approach here. Means just effort. Okay, this is what shall I tell you one thing? 90% of students, they don't go diagram. They think there's some formula. They'll try to write some formula here and there. It's a very systematic. Anybody is eligible to solve such numericals. Only thing is student must know what actually going on. Looking at this, anybody can write equation. Once you write equation, you can solve it. The procedure. So what is missing? The books, they don't show this. They write here. Am I right? You look at almost all the textbooks, what we have. Question will be there. equations will be there. How these equations has come, not there. So that's why you find very difficult. You have so almost, I think everyone is having textbooks now. Everyone is having solution. In spite of that, you are struggling. The reason for that, and what student will do, instead of thinking this one, they think that, okay, what textbook is given? You have faith on textbook. So what you do, you try to think how this equation has come, how this equation has come, how this equation has come. This is the background. So no textbook will completely help a student, even in spite of that one. The only what is the drawback? The drawback is the content. So even if you have a textbook, what will happen? Even if you have a solution, okay, you'll not understand the solution. So don't fight with the equation. Get that background. If you can understand how this equation has come, okay, fine. Please try to search the missing content, the missing ideas which are there here and there, that will help you to solve problem. Crack, search that idea enough. You can save time rather than say, if we have a question, books, what happened directly, they'll give this equation, they'll give this. Students will think how this has come. Definitely see, if even if I'm an author also, why I'll draw diagrams, question and this int I'll give, no. So what all you have in textbooks, what happened, they are int, they're not complete solution. That one, don't, before jumping to this equations, no, analyze how this equation has come. That is minimum thing as needed. So if a textbook, if author gives even this diagrams, this everything, no, then where you are thinking. So will you blame author that, okay, didn't explain properly? No, in fact, author is a good, is in fact trying to help you. It's making you to think how this equation has come. He want you to think here. So we should not blame authors that they didn't draw diagram. It's not a good book. Authors are good. They are respectively, they're fine. Please utilize the book. Say how we should utilize the book is also we should know. Okay, tomorrow. Okay, we'll focus on these things. Already I discussed. Once again, I'm just testing like how you can elastic potential is stored in the rod. What should be your approach? What we should do? We should can you remember we assume things of like this? Fine. So here the length is how much? Dx. This is x, and this is t plus dt here t. First we'll calculate what is the tension here, then we'll calculate elongation, then after getting that we'll calculate energy in this. Recollect, we did same problem with force applied F1 and F2. Here there's only one force is there. Get expression for tension. So I think it should be F minus T. Can you remember force per unit length? This is the basic formula. So F minus T equal to Fx by L. T should be equal to F minus Fx by L. Put x equals 0. This end is x equals 0. This is x equal to L. I'm bringing by other method. Put x equals 0. What should be the force F? Put x equal to L. No force applied, and we know tension should be 0 here because the force is applied at this end. So now first we'll calculate elongation, that small element, and small is equal to T by A dl by dx. Fine. Okay, no, we know expression. We'll calculate the total elongation. Now he's asking energy. For energy, what is the method? du should be equal to energy density into volume. Volume is A dx. What is energy density? Sigma square by 2y. What is sigma? Sigma is the tension. T by A whole square by 2y A into dx. Integrate this 0 to L. You'll get the total energy. Will you do this? Already I discussed, no, just I am giving the gross idea. This will be the answer. No? We did with two forces. Here it's only one force. Elongation in the rod is asking. So again, the similar earlier what we did, the problem. What is the net force? It is in equilibrium, no? The rod is at rest only. Shall we break up this into three parts? Length L by 4, L by 4, and the other is L by 2. Now you see this. How much of 4F? Here 4F. Here should be 4F. Then this should be 3F. This should be 3F. This is 2F. Then here should be F. Sorry, 2F it is. Check it now. So this will call section 1, 2, and 3. Now look at now. What was the net force? 4F, F, F. So 4F plus 4F. Net force is 0. It will be at rest. So what is the each and every element will be at rest. Now look at this. 4F, 4F. So what is the net force here at this junction? 4F minus 3F should be F, no? See, no, what about here at this junction? Net force should be F. 3F minus 2F will be F. This will be 2F. I think now what is the state of this rod? Elongation. What about this? This is also elongation. What about this? This is also elongation. So total will be, total elongation should be equal to sum of elongation in individual segments. So this should be elongation. What is the formula? F by L by 4, 4F by L by 4, A into Y. Then 3F L by 2, AY. Then 2F L by 2, AY. Solve this, we'll get the required answer. One plus 3 by 2 plus anybody answer?
Sir, 2F L by 4, sir.
2F Y.
No, sir, in the equation 2F L by 4.
L by 4, huh? This is, yeah. So 1 by 2, 3 by 2, 1. 1 plus 3 by 2 plus 1. 1 plus 3 by 2 plus 1. I think 3 will come, no? 3 FL by AY. No options, huh? I'll remove this. Okay, that one. Okay, so this is the total elongation. Getting the idea, no? So that acted upon by so many. Very good problem. The maximum excess pressure inside a thin-walled steel tube of radius r and thickness delta r, so that the tube won't rupture, would be. thin walled tube. Okay, let me show that wall like this. This is the axis. Let me help you first with the diagram. So the radius of this is R. Will agree? So that wall able to understand. So outside pressure is P naught. Inside pressure is P. Then we are going to assume a strip. Anywhere you can assume strip. I'm taking the strip to be here. You have to really assume. So thin walled tube, all of you, thin walled steel tube. Okay, all of you able to understand tube, pipe, no? Tube or pipe, both are same. Don't ask me, sir, what is a pipe? Huh? So let L be the length. And this particular structure to theta. I think I'll write angle subtended by this structure will be like this here. What actually is asking, like, see, now you know fluid mechanics. Will I agree? I think you have enough idea of the fluid statics. Come for this. There'll be air inside the pipe, and you better say it's a closed one. Better say like it. Inside there is some gas is there. Let's assume that one. So what is the state of that air? It is at pressure P. Outside pressure is P naught. Then how the fluid will exit force will normally know. And what will happen to that particular tube? Tube wants to expand. So if you are getting confusion, just imagine that there's a cylinder filled with a liquid. Tell me what liquid will do? Will exert force normally? Will exert force normally? Or say better say radially outward. How the force will be acting will be radially outward. And because of that, what happened? The tube wants to expand, no? Maximum excess pressure is 10. What is excess pressure? P minus P naught. From external also, the air present will exert a force. The difference of that is what? Excess pressure is 10. What is maximum pressure? It won't rupture. So breaking stress of material, he has brought it. Sigma max. So how to correlate all? Okay, this elemental structure, I'll take it out. Don't show flat rectangular because it's a part of a strip. So this is that strip, which I assumed. You can assume wherever you want. For our convenient purpose, I assumed a strip here. Now tell me like this strip will experience a force, no? Inside, the air present inside is at pressure P. So it will be exerting a radial outward force. The air which is present outside the pipe, outside the tube will exert a force. There will be radial inward. The difference of that, what will happen? The tube wants to expand, and at equilibrium, who will stop that one? Some elastic forces which is present inside that. So this is the length L, what we assumed. And these are the very good problem. Huh? This is like this is O. So this is 2 theta. what we have seen. Tell me like how the, and this is delta R, radius of the pipe, and this is R. Radius of the pipe here, tube is given, no, smaller, that is. Now here, the pressure here will be P, here will be P naught. On the right hand side, it will be P naught. Inside the tube, it will be P, outside will be P naught. So if you look at that one, so if you see the top view, only if you look at this structure, what is that structure? Here I'll show it. I should not ask this question for what, like within, okay, 2 minutes, I'll solve this. Nearly some 10-50 minutes needed, because we have to get all the mathematics in proper order. Fine. That is what. Able to make the diagram, at least now. The O is what? The axis of the tube which is passing through O, that one. This is the axis of the tube. Let's get into this one. So what this P greater than P naught, no? So P greater than P naught, what it does? It will try to expand this particular tube. Tell me like O will stop this. So if P greater than P naught, then this tube should keep on expand, no? But what happened? We know that at one equilibrium is reached where no more further expansion will occur. Best example, I think nowadays we'll get a balloons, no, which will be very long. There, as you blow air, what will happen? Balloon starts expanding. Inside, pressure inside the balloon, if it is greater than outside the balloon starts expanding, no? Then look at the elastic layer. It will also start elongating, no? Then finally what happens? You're going to blow air and you're going to put a knot. Tell me there what will happen? Say, I think balloon you can purchase, no problem. No need of research lab. Some 5 rupees balloon. Okay, purchase it. You do one thing, purchase balloon. Initially be like this, no? Put some mark take marker pen or something, shade like this. Then when you blow it, here, the same strip will expand here, no? Will appear big. Am I right? Now it is put knot here, no? This is a balloon. So what are the forces that are acting? The air inside will be more than that outside. And this is a patch. Earlier patch was like I just put 2, 3, 4, 5 dots. The patch will be of like this here. P greater than P naught. So what will happen to that air, the air inside the balloon? It wants to expand further. But who is stopping? The elastic forces. How do elastic forces will act here? Will act in here. It wants to expand. The elastic forces, what happen? Should oppose. So how the air inside the balloon will be radially outward. P minus P naught be radially outward. So who should balance that? The elastic forces. How the resultant elastic force should be radially inward. And how this patch will be? Will it be exact rectangular or curved one? Anybody wants to reply? This patch will be rectangular strip, or it's a perfect lamina or a curved strip. Curved strip, no, this what? So same thing for this also. Is it a rectangular lamina or a curved strip? Curved strip it is. Tell me like what we have took it like delta R, this distance, let it be delta R. Let's get into the discussion now. I will show this plane diagram here. There's a tension, and what is this? This strip is this one. Say physics is very beautiful when you draw diagram. And when you solve problem without diagram, then you are missing the beauty of physics. Then it'll become mathematics, no? What is there in that one? So once you draw a diagram, there are so many creative things you can ask yourself. You can make observations, so many things. Okay, no, this is so what is this? I'm asking you to stand here and look at this strip. So what are the forces? The pressure force will act in this direction due to difference in pressure force. Then who should balance this? It should be balanced by the elastic forces set up. Again, red color you think axis, huh? Let me take it. Yeah. So this is theta, this is theta, this is R, and this is delta R. So shall we take the same method? You see this, I think you have come across several times, no, the equation at equilibrium delta FP. I think I'll take it out, this, not needed, no. At equilibrium, delta FP should be equal to 2t sine theta. Now what is delta FP? P minus P naught into area. What is the area of curved strip? Area of curved into 2t sine theta. No. P minus P naught. Anybody? Area of curved strip? What is this length? R 2 theta. This length. R 2 theta. What is length of this? R 2 theta. Angle, length of the arc into L. Theta very small. Usually this, I'll take a very small elemental strip. 2 theta get cancelled, so I'll get T is equal to, this is what delta P. P minus P naught, let me write delta P is equal to, so what all 2 theta get cancelled, no? R, L, T will be there. So what is delta P is equal to T by RL. No. So what shall we write here now? How you define stress? Anybody? The maximum breaking stress, from where to bring maximum breaking stress? You should look at this surface now. This is the, look at this surface. So here is what the tension will be acting. So I think for your convenience, I'll show tension. How tension will act? Like this. So you look at that rectangular strip on the on yellow color strip. So what is the stress? How you define stress there? I think the length L is missing. Yeah, it is there, you know. Look at the rectangular strip. So what is the force that is acting? So I think I'll write it here. Now, what is the stress? Force per unit area. What is the area of that yellow color strip will be? Delta R into L. So how you define sigma M? Sigma M, I'll bring into picture like this. Force per unit area. Delta R into L. So this is equation 1, equation 2. From 192. T by L, I can write it as sigma M into delta R. So therefore delta P is equal to sigma M into delta R by R. Sigma M or sigma max. So like that, the excess pressure is related to breaking stress by delta R by R. What is delta R? The increment in radius. The particular pipe or pen will try to expand. It's having radius R, it will have slight expansion. Good example, balloon. So as you blow the air inside it, it will start expanding, no? So what is delta R? We should write delta R is increment in radius of tube. I should show T here also little bit. It'll be much easier for you. The T, both the T's what happen will be curved one. Huh? There's a curved strip. Now, really, I think students should, you look at the question, yeah, just made some simple definition, something and all. You must come out all like this, diagrams. So where do we use all this? Anybody? Because you know many things here. I should definitely ask things. What is use of this? So nowadays we do here, no? Water leakage or the gas leakage, fire gets like it gets caught in the some petroleum stations where they extract petroleum. No, the reason for that, when you send like a liquid with a high speed, definitely pressure will increase. No, when a liquid flows through a pipe, if you send with a high speed, any problem, pressure will increase. If pressure increases, what it does? If the pressure increases, what it does? If pressure increases, P minus P naught will increase. There is a maximum permitted pressure difference, no? That depends on sigma m. Sigma m is of material. So when this sigma, when the delta P, if it becomes maximum, maximum, then the permitted value, definitely what happens, cracks will come. And it will, the liquid open starts oozing out from this particular pipe, leakage will come. So therefore, when you are transferring the fluid, gases or the liquid through a pipe, no, you have to see that the pressure difference should not exceed this value. If it exceeds this value, a cracks will come here, fracture will come. So you see at petrol bunks, sometimes it will get caught fire, no? Any reason that one? So suddenly what happened when you, and when do that will happen? When you are about to pour the petrol, the moment what happens when the knob is pressed, no, suddenly if the petrol rushes, if the pressure increases, no, if the pressure difference greater than sigma m, a cracks will come, leakage. Sudden petrol coming out of from the pipe, it will catch fire due to friction, and like that the blast will occur here. So the person who is there, no, he should not suddenly open the knob in the petrol bunk, no, not of our vehicle, the tube, what all that is there, no, that knob is given. It should be opened it should be pressed gradually. So there's so many things are there. Everything there is a science is involved. We don't make observation. That is our problem. Okay, getting this one. So making the liquid to flow at a high speed through a pipe than permitted, no? So that what it will do, it will increase pressure. The pressure difference increases. If the pressure difference becomes greater than this value, its cracks will come, damage will occur. These are things what we take care. Okay, I think tomorrow we'll see remaining. I'll stop the class here. Okay, thank you all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I should be visible. I'll switch on light. Okay, yesterday I could not get time. So today I'll update the DPP. Fine. Almost good numericals I discussed. Some small ideas I'll update. Some 10 numericals I'll update. Let not me burden you. Meanwhile, you work out from most of the textbooks what you have. Put effort. Okay, thank all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.